Hi viewers, good evening. Today's episode is a special show all the way from Pakistan, and I'm honored. Today's personality has so many talents, so many skills, whether it's a drama, art, sports, and so many things. Today's honorable guest is Mr. Azam Jamil. Welcome in our show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Mr. Azam Jamil, you have a very lengthy career and you have served in so many organizations. Please tell our viewers about your early days and your early education.
Okay, early education, of course, was, I was fortunate to be in Pakistan's finest schools at Hson College in Lahore and then Burnhall in Ahmedabad. And then, of course, college was in Karachi, and then later on I went to Cornell University. So it's been a fun ride as far as education is concerned, and I'm very, very fortunate that I'm here today with you.
So please tell your role, especially the recent role, because you are playing a very vital role with one of the largest group in Pakistan. So please tell our viewers, so what is your main role and what are your main duties?
Okay. The group that I belong to is called the Hashoo group, and the Hashoo group is very, very famous for hospitality. And they are Pakistan's largest hospitality group. They own the Pearl Continental hotels and the Marriott hotels in Pakistan. And their primary expertise was hospitality and hotels. But a few years ago, they wanted to make a change. They wanted to make a switch to education because they felt that Pakistan needs quality education. And I was taken on board then, and I am now currently the Chief Operating Officer of the Hashoo Education Division, because now it's a standalone division which has many business verticals. And I look after the education side, and which is growing every day. So every time we look the other way, we have a new vertical coming up. And the idea is to provide quality education at every level to the youngsters of Pakistan.
We have seen you a number of times in UK, especially in Sheffield, in my own city. You have interacted with our one of a great university, Sheffield Hallam University. So please tell our viewers about your recent commitments and especially the new interaction you have set up with this university.
Okay, the dream started with us realizing in Pakistan that we needed a quality hospitality school and a leadership hospitality school, which would produce, very, very managerial leader level people. But for that, we needed to connect with international university. And we just couldn't do it on our own because we didn't have the skill or the expertise to do it. So we looked around and we found Sheffield Hallam University. And as you know, that I've made multiple trips to Sheffield, and I'm very happy to report that now we are partners in the Hashoo School of Hospitality Management, which is going to be set up in Pakistan. We're going to start with one campus, and then campuses in other cities are going to come about. And the way it's structured, it's a 2+1 program. Sheffield has given us the curriculum. The entire curriculum is being handled by Sheffield Hallam. We will teach the students in Pakistan for 2 years. And after 2 years, the students will come to Sheffield Hallam and spend 1 year here, and they will be awarded with a bachelor's degree in hospitality management. So it's a win-win for all. Sheffield now has a partner in Pakistan. We have a partner in Sheffield, and we are going to have Pakistani kids come to Sheffield and then get trained in the highest levels of hospitality management. And we're very excited about that.
So because looking at the economic condition, and especially recently with COVID-19, does the cost will be reduced or it will be the same cost? Because the economic, I will say, the spending power, being Pakistan a poor country, so how you are going to provide this facility to the students?
Nazir, if you want an honest answer, the honest answer is we don't know right now, because we are under lockdown, and we have no idea when we step out of the house what we're going to see outside. The world will change. It has changed. So I possibly cannot tell you of what's going to happen, but this much I can tell you, that we are very alive to the changes that have taken place. And once uh, conditions normalize, if they do, and if things get back to normal, then of course we will, whatever needs to be done, we will do. If students need a break in finances, rest assured we will provide that. But it's very difficult for me to tell you exactly what the plan is, because right now there's no plan. And the
So,
reason there's no plan is sorry.
and even I can understand that at the moment nobody can tell, looking at the circumstances and the situation. But looking forward to
Right.
your this program, and my best wishes and good luck for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Please
much.
tell our viewers
And we are,
about your background,
yes.
especially you have worked with the different organizations, and especially education is your passion. So please tell our viewers, so what kind of training you provide to the students, and how many students so far you have trained?
Well, it's I've been doing it for a long time, and and your viewers need to understand that I'm a passionate trainer, and I train everybody in Pakistan. I think over about 25 years, I must have trained about 150,000 students, managers, leaders. But it's always been my passion to do it. It's never been my profession. Only in my later years, now my profession is education. But initially, my profession was hospitality. I have been a hospitality person. I was with Intercontinental Hotels in Pakistan, and then I was with Serena Hotels in Pakistan, and now I'm with the Marriott Hotels. So hotels has been my business. Okay, but education was a hobby. It was something I did on the side. But now I think they've caught me by the neck. Something that I did for fun, now they want me to do as a profession. So for the last 2 or 3 years, education now is my profession. But historically, it never was.
So who will be the teaching? I'm coming back to your project again, because obviously you are one
Yes.
of
Yeah.
the mentor and the leading role in this hospitality school. So
Yes.
the teaching staff will be from, all staff will be from Pakistan, or you will also getting some staff from the United Kingdom?
Okay. That's a good question. Now, one of Sheffield's requirement was that in the interviewing process, when we were hiring faculty, uh, that faculty was being interviewed. We were hiring them in Pakistan, but they were being interviewed by us and Sheffield Hallam. So if I shortlisted one person, then that person had to go through a series of interviews with the professors at Sheffield Hallam. And once the Sheffield Hallam professors approved of him, then we signed the deal. Once the faculty was hired, the party wasn't over. Then we were required to come to Sheffield Hallam for training. So my faculty and I, we arrived at Hallam, and we spent some time here. And we then interacted with the professors of the university, and each of us learned how to deliver the program that we're going to be doing there. So, so our faculty was selected or finalized by Hallam. We were trained at Hallam, and as we start teaching, the Hallam faculty will hold our hand and advise us as we go along. So if, for example, if I'm teaching marketing, then my partner at Hallam is the professor who's teaching marketing here. So he and I are now together. So we share the same platform, the same Moodle, the same desktop. So if I'm having a class tomorrow, I will ask her, what any advice that I need. So it's a very nice bond, and Hallam is holding our hand and guiding us the way forward, and we are very grateful to them.
Fantastic. Now we're coming back to your, career and your education, because I came to know that you are also have experience. You are the class fellow of our sitting Prime Minister Imran Khan. So please tell our viewers about your those days and any memories you want to share with our viewers.
Well, we were in junior school together. In senior school, I had left that school. I went to another school. So, when you're 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, uh, I don't think you have many memories, and if you do, I don't think you remember them. But I remember some parts of him. He was a very shy person. He was a very committed person. I tell people that he used to, at the age of 9, he used to, bring cricket balls and he used to bowl them at break time. And he was a passionate person. And yes, we weren't friends in school, but we used to be in the same class, and I have fond memories of that. So I do show off that yes, he's my class fellow.
Great. So next question. So please tell our viewers about your experience. You have played for Pakistan as a player. So what was your sport for the public's interest? And also please tell our viewers about your experience in dramas and especially those times.
Well, actually, you see, in the 70s, when I was growing up, well, I grew up in the 60s, but in the 70s, I was about 18, 19 years old. I became a national tennis player. I became Pakistan's national doubles champion also. So tennis was my passion, and I played, I used to travel the world. I used to go to Europe and play tennis. I used to go to the US and play tennis. So tennis became my passion. As you know, the Prime Minister's passion was cricket. He played cricket at a much better level than I played tennis. But I'm very happy with what I did, because to him, it was a profession. To me, tennis was a hobby. I was working for Intercontinental Hotels and playing tennis on the side. So when you're doing something on the side and you still play for the country, then you feel good that, it's not your profession and yet you're doing well. I also became a commercial pilot. Then when we moved to the US, I did a lot of flying there, and I did some flying for air search and rescue as well. And then I became an actor. I did some television dramas and serials. So, those were the days when you tried to do a little bit of everything, and I did. But having said that, my profession always remained hospitality. All these were, sides after, with the steaks when you order French fries and coleslaw. These were the sides of my life. So yeah, it's been a fun ride. I have no regrets.
Any drama serial you want to share with our viewers you have worked in, and obviously these dramas are in these days people can watch on social media, they can watch on YouTube. So any drama you remember you have a lot of memories with?
One of the things I'm very grateful to Pakistan television is that the serials I worked for were not recorded, because in those days the recording tape was very expensive. And the budget was very limited. So what they did was they recorded a play on a what they call the VTR, and then after a while they recorded another play on the same VTR. So your old play got deleted. So there are some clips available, obviously, on YouTube of certain plays I've done. But as a full serial, don't forget, you're talking of 1971, 72, 73. Technology was very, very basic at that time. The cameras were very basic. The recording facilities are very basic. So I'm very happy. It's less embarrassing for me that people can't find a tube. There are a few clips on YouTube that people do find, and mercifully they like them. But I'm happy that the whole drama is not there.
So you have worked with the one of the greatest writers, producers. So any person you want to mention with our viewers and share any incident, any memorable thing with our viewers, because obviously these personalities were great people who have produced fantastic classic serials.
Absolutely. In the 70s, we had a lot of brilliant writers who used to write plays for Pakistan television. Ashfaq Ahmed was one of the writers. His wife Bano Kutsia, Hasina Moin, and these were Anwar Masood. They were very, very brilliant writers. And the good thing, Nazir, was that not only did they write, but they took kids like us and they actually trained us. Because playwrights, they write the play and then they just give the play away. They sell the play and they don't care. And then the director and the producers are involved in it. But here we noticed that, when Bano Putsia wrote the play that I acted in, she actually used to sit down and explain the character to me, the character I was playing. Now, this is very unusual these days, but in those days, they sort of kind of adopted you. And I was playing the main lead role, and she used to tell me that, this is what you do, and this is not how it's supposed to be done. This boy you are playing, he doesn't do this. You have to do it this way. So that was very refreshing because and we were not professional actors, for God's sake. We were doing it as a fun. I mean, and we acted well, but it was not our profession. So, but these brilliant people, they actually helped us along. And this was not only in television, Nazir. In the Pakistan culture of the 70s was that of help. My bosses at work used to literally adopt you and help you grow. I don't see that in bosses these days. These days, bosses want you to perform and make money for the company. But in those days, you were like a child to them, and they would guide you and they would train you. And of course, business and commerce was there, and you were supposed to do well. But there was another human side to them, and that seems to have lessened and minimized. But so I'm happy that um, when I started working, we had brilliant people and caring people, and that's the definition of leadership. Nadeed. Leadership is not high skill or high ability. Leadership is caring for people. You know, Nelson Mandela is a leader because he cared for his people. Jinnah was a leader because he cared for his people. It's about caring. It's not about leading, or you're not on a horse with a sword. That's not leadership. Leadership is empathy. Leadership is, crying with your team and laughing with your team and, helping the guy out. That's what leadership is, actually.
I've seen you playing some beautiful compositions. So please share with our viewers that how you came to music. So because obviously drama is a different mode, but music is also a part of the literature. So how you came to this side of the literature?
Okay, I started playing the guitar when I was 16. And the only reason you played the guitar in Pakistan in 16, Nazir, was it was a good way to attract girls. That was the only reason. Anybody who played the guitar, you became popular among the girls. And I said, this is the easiest way to get a girl, is to play guitar. So that's how it started. And I started with the guitar, and for many years I played the guitar. And then I shifted to piano and keyboards. And I've been playing now for 40, 45 years. And all the good musicians that you see, Rohel Ayad, who does Coke Studio, is my nephew. And Salman Ahmed of Junoon and Junaid Jamshed, we've played together. Junaid and I used to sing and jam all night long. So all these young musicians, they're younger than me. I have a lot of association with them because they used to come to my house and we used to, stay late at night. A lot of the Vital Signs songs, Junaid used to come and first sing in front of me and take my feedback that, how is this sounding? And then we used to play together. So it's been fun days.
Yeah. And you have worked with one of the greatest trainer, especially Mr. Noor Khan. So any incident, because you have so many memories with him, which will be very memorable for our viewers and also for the international viewers.
Well, he was not a trainer. He was an air marshal of the Air Force. And he was a brilliant Air Force officer. He was chief of the air staff. And he became chairman of PIA. And when he became chairman of PIA, then I had the privilege of working with him. But what you may find interesting, Nazir, is the first time he became chairman of PIA, he was 36 years old. At 36, he was chairman. So this is how the faith of he was a kid. I mean, at 36, you don't even make a manager. And this guy came as chairman of PIA, and he turned the airline around. And then he went back to the Air Force, and he was chief of the air staff. He was commander of chief of the Air Force. And he was chief of air staff when he was 41 years old. So, I mean, this was in 65 war, you hear of Noor Khan leading the Air Force. He was 41. He was not a 65-year-old guy trying to lead the Air Force. And he had retired by the time he was 46, 47. He had come home. And then he became chairman of PIA again. So he turned PIA around. And one of the reasons he was able to turn it around was that the one thing I found very, very attractive in the man was that he had a lot of vision. He never took no for an answer. Your viewers will not know this, but the first ever full-length movie shown in any aircraft in the world was in a PIA aircraft.
So what was that year? That was amazing.
Oh, that must have been, what, early 70s? And this was the time when from the ceiling, this VCR used to hang, and there used to be a screen, and every passenger was given a headphone. The first movie in aviation history was shown on a PIA flight, and then every airline copied it. So, and he was the president of the Pakistan Squash Federation. And from world number 1 to world number 10, there were 2 foreigners and there were 8 Pakistanis, including
the reason I have referred Honorable, Noor Khan Saab as a trainer, because I know he has taught you and you are one of his students. So that's why I've referred him as a trainer, and he has trained you. And it's a great honor for me. Today I'm interviewing one of the best students.
Absolutely. He was boss. He was my boss also, but you're right. He was a bigger trainer than a boss. And then he became the president of the Pakistan Hockey Federation. So the 2 tournaments today that Noor Khan is because of Noor Khan. Champions Trophy is because of Noor Khan. The World Cup is his tournament. Before Noor Khan, these 2 tournaments of hockey never took place. He is the one who introduced the World Cup and the Champions Trophy. And although Pakistan is no longer amongst the top teams, but these 2 tournaments are Noor Khan's gift to the hockey world. So in cricket, he didn't like cricket. Let me tell everybody of your viewers, he didn't like cricket.
Viewers, we are taking a break here because we are doing a second episode. This is our first episode. We will continue this.